Hello, welcome back to Quicks14Blog, part 2 of Sapharion and Kel'Thuzad. Going through Kel'Thuzad here as we finish this wipe. So like I said before, that's pretty much what happened here. You get to phase 3, which is coming up here in just a second, and you get these ads. The ads need to be off-tanked, and obviously everything still applies from phase 2, that Kel'Thuzad does his moves and stuff. The off-tanks really don't have to be killed, they just need to be managed and kited around and taken care of. DPS needs to still focus on Kel'Thuzad. Once Kel'Thuzad's dead, the ads will go away. Otherwise, they'll just keep coming. So you just need to burn him down. The problem here was, and the reason we wipe, is we had too many deaths. Our main tank was down. I was on cooldown for battle res, and yeah, so our off tank got stuck trying to tank Kel'Thuzad and the ads, which didn't work out very well, and that's pretty much why we wiped. So here comes phase 3, the Guardians, and they're going to come from the portals from every side that will randomly spawn one or the other, and as you can see, they're all over the place, and he's trying to grab them, and it's hard. It's pretty difficult, and I die from one of these ads because there's just not much we can do about it. So that's pretty much what happened, and then we got frost blasted, and we got too close, and things just fell apart. So there's the wipe. So let's go ahead and go to the actual clear in its entirety from starting point. So like I said, you come in here about 30 minutes, 30 seconds until he comes in. The ads go ahead and spawn. Again, you want to take them one at a time, let them come to you, stay in the green circle. Skeletons will always come in first, so DPS them down. Abominations will be tanked, and of course the ghosts, or aka banshees, will get priority on burn down as they come in. Whatever's left needs to be killed, and then of course you need to pay attention to your distance as Kel'Thuzad comes into play. The good news is you have some leeway time before you need to worry about frost blasts. So go ahead, take the few extra moments if you're DPS to burn down those ads before you worry about spreading out. Just make sure you're aware that when Kel'Thuzad comes in to watch out for those red markers on the ground, because they will start fairly early, and if you see one, move. Otherwise you will die. Do us healers a favor, move, because we can't heal you through that. That's an insta kill. I want to focus a little bit more on Frost Blast as we go through these ads here as phase 1. Frost Blast can be healed through. In most cases, in 25-man, since there's enough healers, people just go ahead and heal through it, and they don't worry too much about range, because there's just enough healers usually and enough raid healers to go ahead and heal through it. 10-man, it's a little more difficult, especially if healer gets frost blasted. So having 3 healers really is important here. Having 2 could be done, but it would put a lot of strain on the healers trying to take care of the tank and the off tank, and then the raid, and of course frost blast. For healers, as soon as frost blast happens, you need to get right to healing. Quickest healing spell you've got right away to get that for first few extra moments. If you can get a heal or 2 off in those first few seconds they're frost blasted, you should be okay. For druids, keeping wild growth up as much as possible and rejuves up, and hitting nourish, even if there is no hots up, is probably your best bet. You may not have enough time by the time you hit regrowth and somebody gets frost blasted. So nourish is probably your best friend here. Shaman's raid heals obviously is probably your greatest asset there. Paladins, flash of light. Priests, same thing. So that's pretty much what I want to check out. I want to focus a second again on detonate as well, just to explain what it is. Detonate is not a huge issue here. It's supposed to be some sort of mana blast or something of that nature. I've never really seen a huge effect from it. You will be marked if you have Deadly Boss mods or bigwigs on, and if you see it, go ahead and just make sure you're pretty much spread out anyway, so it's not a huge deal. Again, those shadow fissures are probably the biggest problems, especially for tanks. A lot of the times tanks are so busy trying to tank Kel'Thuzad they may not see it. The good news is you don't have to be right on top of him. As you can see, the tanks can spread out. They can be on either side. He's got a really big hitbox. Both tanks should be on Kel'Thuzad until phase 3, both the off tank and the main tank. Once phase 3 starts, then the off tank can go ahead and focus on the ads. But otherwise, both tanks should be on KT. So that pretty much does it. Frostbolt, the raid-wide Frostbolt cannot be avoided or deflected or anything of that nature. So raid heals are going to have to be pretty much up in order to help counteract those damages. So here comes phase 3 as we're burning him down. You see our off tank moves off to go ahead and find and handle them. You have to kite these ads. You really can't tank them because if you stand in one spot, you could get a shadow fissure that you may not be able to see and die. Of course, you need to make sure you're also spread out still, where you're not too close to other players, so you don't. If you get frost blasted, nothing will happen to you. As you can see now, it's probably a little easier to see my little close players box there. That's for bigwigs. Bigwigs is automatic on that, on options. I believe Deadly Boss Mods has a like a distance slash command that you'll probably need to do to turn on, but bigwigs is just automatic on that, and I can safely close that if I die or whatever, and it'll automatically come back on only during phase 2 when Kel'Thuzad becomes active. So you can see here, yeah, he just missed it. I go ahead, we have a spare moment, we're about to burn him down, so I go ahead and battle res one of our DPSs. Usually not the greatest thing to do, but we're so close here, our tanks are doing fine, we're pretty confident about it that our raid leader was like, go ahead and get a DPS back up so we can finish this guy. Again, killing the ads is not an issue here. Not an issue. Because they're just going to come back anyway. They just need to be handled and taken care of and out of the way so we can focus on KT and burn him down. And of course, as you can see here, he's pretty much had it. He's pretty much dead, and he's done. I want to touch on one other thing for all you people. There's those achievements who play this and everything and knows Mr. Bigglesworth, the little cat that's at the entranceway to Kel'Thuzad. There's so many things that people say happens. I just want to tell you right now, it's a myth. Nothing happens. He just says one little thing. You don't believe me? Look it up. Wowhead, Wiki, everything will tell you it's a myth. So we got a nice piece of nice neck trinket there, or neck there. Very nice for hunters. That I believe Way got, and then we got a wonderful mace, sweet mace. Unfortunately, I lost the roll on this, but I'll tell you what, that's a nice mace, and hopefully we'll get that again sometime. And then of course he also drops a tier piece, which is right here, and I lost the roll on that too, which really sucked. But yep, so that's Kel'Thuzad, that's Sapharion, and that is Nax. I want to thank you all for enjoying this. I've got more vlogs coming up, of course. We're going to get back a little bit to questing and Grizzly Hills, and then we're going to go through some heroics and hopefully have some new raid footage for you all as well very, very soon, and maybe even some alts, and of course some more add-ons as well, add-on specials as we continue going through that. So you definitely want to stick around for that. Please rate, comment, and of course subscribe if you aren't, and spread the word. Thank you everyone, up to about 250 plus subscribers now, which is awesome. So thank you for your continued support, and I'll keep posting it and keep going along so you guys enjoy it. So until next time, guys.